Hey guys, and welcome to the Family Life Center. This is a new building at Treach. I just wanted to take y'all around and give you a little tour, and then we'll probably do some instructional videos of the different areas, a little more in depth. But for now, we're just going to kind of do a glaze over in the gym. If you look over to the side, we've got the stage. You can see the projection in the background there. It's a 24 by 9, a 24-foot wide by 9-foot tall screen. You'll see we've got pretty unusual for most churches, a braille curtain, which you can tell it's a braille by the scallops as it does its little droops of the fabric there. Down on the stage, you'll notice across the front of the stage, we've got the front fills across the front, and eventually these things will end up on their sides, so they're not taking up much room, but we had to leave them free because we'll end up with a extension on this at some point, and we needed to be able to move them out. So for now, they're kind of sitting up on top there. We've got stage pockets all across the front of the stage to catch DMX, audio lines, as well as electrical. And one cool feature of the stage is the entire back wall is actually a projection surface. So you can not only project up high where the mounted projectors are, but you can bring in some floor mounted projectors and actually project down low, or throw some color wash on it and watch it glow. All right, so back here we've got the M480 console. It's Roland's newest console. It came out, what is it, April or May or something like that. And we actually had the 400 scheduled for the install, but we got it swapped out and got a 480. Lots of great features here. We've got a rack panel, which I'll show you, which catches some of the hard lines and everything, as well as getting to the DSP. And we also have stage boxes as well that pick up the majority of the lines on the stage. We've got, in the rack here, we've got a CD player with iPod dock. We've got an audio computer to catch the 48 or 40 output channels from the console to do multi-tracking. We've got the ProPresenter projection computer. And then we've also got down there our lighting computer, which we're actually using Light Factory. And over here is the actual control surfaces, which will eventually end up on something a little nicer than a table right now, but that's what we got. So we've got our ProPresenter here. You can see the really wide format there. That's the awesome thing about ProPresenter, is you can actually define your actual output, how it'll look, which is why this works so well. And so we've got our full interface there, touchscreen monitor, just in case you feel like getting a little touchy with it. Then we've got our Light Factory here. We've got the Elation Midicon controller for doing submaster faders, also hitting cues and doing flash bumps and all that other jazz. And so we just simple setup right now. Got touchscreen as well here, so you can fire off channels if you want, and at a breezy touch. But nothing ever beats a full interface, so we got everything covered here. All right, and so now we're going to go look at the rack. All right, so here's the rack. We've got assisted listening device up top. We've got our 4 channels of wireless. These are dual channel units. These are the AKG 700 series, pure digital, digital transmission, as well as we're actually running these digital out of the units and into the REACT system. So that's 4 channels of digital into the REACT system. We've got the antenna combiner so that we can actually run a directional antenna that's at the back of the house pointed towards the stage, and an omnidirectional antenna that's above the stage to get good separation between the antennas. We've got our TV1 7200 that's actually running the scaling and also the switching to our front projector. We have a rear projector in the room which actually runs the stage display, but it actually runs directly from the ProPresenter computer. Down here we've got my favorite, the Sony PS3. It's actually our Blu-ray player for the room, so that it's more of a simple setup for doing movie theater kind of things in here on the big screen. And so it's actually running through the TV one as well up there. And we've got our master on and off section. We've got our intercom tie-ins, as well as our rear screen, rear projector screen controls, just to run it up and down. Down here, by the way, you'll notice a lot of blank area, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you in a second. Down here, we've got our NetMax, which is our processor. We've got all all 12 of our Myers Melodies in our line arrays coming out of this thing, as well as front fills, lobby speakers, all that type of stuff. All our monitors actually run directly to the lines, and they don't run through this, since we've got enough processing power for those on the board itself. Down here we got the 2 sub amps. We don't need any amps for the Melodies since they're actually powered, as well as the front fills being powered. And then we've got our 70 volt amp down here that is used for our lobby, our back of house areas, and that sort of thing. If you come with me around the back of the amp rack, you'll see where the big party is. Up top we've got the sequencing system for the power. You'll notice these active balins. This is basically a balun from the stage for presentation usage, so that they can plug their laptop straight in and just present from stage. We've got the feed from the portable rack out there that comes into the scalar switcher, and then we've got these two right here, which are the ones that actually go to the screen, the projectors, the 2 projectors that make up the really wide format screen on stage. You're going to ignore these white things. These are actually access points, and I'm just doing a temporary bridge for right now. We've got a switch here for all of our networked equipment, and getting it to all talk happily together. Hidden way back here, and let me see if I can help out by shining a little light on the subject. We've got the merger unit, and it's part of the REAC part that actually makes the stage boxes all talk happily together. So if you see that back in that area, this unit here is the merger unit, and it actually takes 4 lines and takes them to 1 line that actually connects to the REAC, and it has to work that way in order for the 4 stage boxes to work correctly. Then below this we've got this distribution unit, and this is actually the M48 splitter, and so all the M48s plug into the 8 ports of this, and makes it all talk happily together. Then if you look down a little further, you see this device, and this is another REAC piece. This is taking all the hard lines that I was talking about earlier and gets them into the REAC format to the stage. You can also see these digital cards here. This is a digital input card, this is a digital output card. This is for getting the wireless into the REAC system, and this is for talking to the DSP, at least for the main channels. And there's a couple other channels that go analog into the DSP. Then these are the 4 monitor outputs right there. And I forget what these are, but I'll remember later. Then the rest is just the back of everything else. So let's move on to something else. All right, so here we are on the stage. I'm going to show you the floor pockets real quick. This is a DMX floor pocket. We've got DMX line here, as well as some power going here. And that's pretty much it for that pocket. We've got the audio pocket here, and this basically carries the 2 microphone hard lines, the front fill tie lines, and then we also have 2 monitor lines here for A and B. I'll eventually add in the data ports here, and then this is just power right here. Got isolated power, plenty of it. Over here is the center pocket, and this one actually is the one with the presenter input, so you can plug in VGA and 1/8 inch. I've been trying to stay away from VGA and mostly going HDMI through this building, but figured for now that's probably the best way to go. We have monitors A and B again, as well as the 2 mic inputs.
All right, so these are the REAC connections I was talking about. We've got REAC 1, 2, and 3, and 4 on the other pocket. These REAC units go to the merger, so these actually have to be in the correct box that you want connected. Otherwise, your patch will be all messed up. So this one's actually going to our drum box, which is this one. So this is our 0808. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, 0808 box. So it's got 8 inputs, 8 outputs. We've got the monitors tied into 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, of course, you can see how we have the drum kit labeled into this. So this box always goes with the drum kit, and it always gets plugged into REAC 1. And then we've got our other boxes, but I'm not even going to pull those out right now. Then, of course, you can see our intercom tie-ins. We'll have future expansion for data. And then we also have our 4 monitor channels here. And you can see the personal monitor mixers get plugged into these 4 ports. Of course, they don't need to be plugged in to any given number. As long as they get plugged in, the console will know what to do with them. And so here's the M48. Of course, this is our Vocalist M48. Whenever it gets plugged in, the M480 sees it as Vocal 2, and then you can adjust any setting either here or at the console, and everything will update beautifully. If you're not familiar with the M48s, basically it's 16 stereo groups. That's not 16 channels, that's actually 16 stereo groups. So you can have the kick on 1, you can have the rest of the drum kit on 2 in stereo if you want. Lots of different things you can do with it. It's a lot more versatile than the Aviom systems that we used to use. You can see over on the right, this is the control section that tells what the encoders are using. So you can go volume, pan, or reverb send. So panning left and right, and then dialing up any verb that you might want, whether that be in the vocals or a guitar or whatever. And you can also, you have this EQ section over here, so you can actually EQ any of the 16 stereo groups. So you can push in the high, you can add a little bit of highs, you can adjust the mid frequency and also boost it or cut it, and then same goes for the low. Of course, the low and the high are set shelves, and the mid is a peak, a set peak, but it's at least cueable. Then on the left side, you got your layer buttons, 1 through 8, 9 through 16. Then you have your solo buttons across the top. Then you've got your memory set up, so you can recall scenes or not. You've got aux input, which you can plug in a music player, whatever you want, to practice along before the rest of the band gets there. You've got ambient mic input, so if you can hear stuff locally, mic is right there. Then you've got line out for any type of monitors you might want to use or recording device you might want to use. Then you've got reverb, so you can have the reverb on during a song and cut it during the space between the songs, so you don't hear people's voices reverbing. Then you've got a master bass, master treble, a limiter, which is a great feature to have on these devices, so you don't blow your eardrums out, and then a master volume control. Of course, on the back, you'll also see your phone outputs, and you also see an attenuator to kind of help balance a little bit out between the different ohm levels on headphones, so you're not moving your volume all over the place. All right, so just wanted to show you all the rear projection confidence monitor. It allows you to see in the lower right-hand corner, the current slide, in the upper left-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, sorry. It allows you to see the next slide coming up, and then to the left of both of those are its notes pertaining to each one of those slides. And then on the, of course, the upper left, we see the time and date, and just below that we see time elapsed, so we can see the countdown going on, and then messages, so we can talk to anybody up on stage and let them know their fly's down.